Hi there. Good morning. Welcome to Guanyin practice. I hope everyone is doing well today. Um, I'm running a few minutes late today. We have 4 kittens that are rescues that we are training and getting them all ready to go and live in their homes. So I was I was tending to them, and there's cute little fuzzy faces. We're hand socializing them and, getting them ready for being proper cats. So, anyway, we are in the month of Hecate in the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple. That's a whole month of October. While I was away in September was the month of the Taoist Shan Magu. And so we didn't get to do practice with her over the course of that month online here, but I, was thinking of her and holding her in my field while we were traveling, and on our temple's social media we definitely posted about her. So if you want to go and learn more about Magu, you can go and look at our Mount Shasta Goddess Temple um, social media on Facebook and Instagram. And good morning. It's nice to be here with you, Red Fox and Denise, Mary Elizabeth, and Danielle. Hi. Yeah, they're very cute. The kittens are so sweet. Um, we've got out of the 4, there's the little black female kitten. She's very fluffy. She's not a hisser. She'll eat out of your hand. There's a gray and white one who Albert calls Bruce Wayne, because of the way his little face is gray on top, and then he's got a little white chin. And he's also a very hand tamed little guy. Then there's Fluffy Gray and Fluffy Ginger, who are a little bit spicier at this time. And just look at the churro stick, and they're just like, "Oh, don't insult us, lady. We're magical outdoor wild cats. You're not going to tame us that fast." So we're working on it. Hi, Natalie. Good to be with you. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to open our practice with our prayer to Hecate. Morphos, Phosphoros, Elethua, wild wanderer at the crossroads, bright hostess at the thresholds, bearer of twin flames, radiant bride of night, mother of darkness, guard, guide, and lead me today. I am a deer in thy wandering herd. I am a key to thy mysteries. I am a torch in thy hand. I am a footfall along thy silent path. I am a star in thy vast heavens. I am a wave in thy fathomless seas. I am a knife that cuts cleanly. I am a soul in thy holy retinue. I am a fiber in the rope of eternity. I consecrate myself to thee this day and every day, that I may travel safely in the folds of thy saffron cloak, dive with thy aid into deep mystic waters, and dance with thee amongst the benevolent shades of my ancestors. Therefore, grant me courage and constancy, guard me and guide me, and bestow upon me thy faultless and flawless perception. And working with the Priestess of Light Oracle to bring illumination onto the path. River of blessings, releasing constraints. Okay. Here we go. The priestess of purification holds out a bowl of blessed water, overflowing in your direction. The all seeing jaguar brings the power of creation into your life, heralding a significant positive change in your circumstances. You may have been experiencing a time of challenges, such as financial constraints, perhaps living paycheck to paycheck or going into debt. Your restrictions, however, may be more of an emotional nature. Perhaps you've been lonely, missing romantic, familial, or friendly love. Even a lack of joy from the ongoing tediousness of life could be a great limitation for you. Well, that last one, not really, but certainly for me, just getting back from traveling and not, really been doing readings or anything while I was traveling. And also, definitely that loneliness of missing friends. The majority of my close friends live far away. So, whether these restrictions have been long lasting or recent, this card reveals a new powerful force flowing into your life, breaking through even severe limitations of the past. Your difficulties may have been hard to bear, but this has been a time of profound purification for you. The priestess is blessing your rebirth after suffering, giving you the jaguar's ability to view your experience with sharp eyed clarity, a release of attachment that brings the promise of achievement. Whatever limitation you have endured, a beneficial solution is coming your way. So rest assured that the old issues will be resolved. As you go through your day, bless yourself with clear intention. See any restrictions as merely part of your passage from purification to personal progress. Just as the jaguar has a unique visual acuity, your own inner visions are coming into sharp focus, ready to become an even greater reality. In fact, this river of blessings will carry you far beyond anything you have yet imagined. And our affirmation for today: I release attachment and restriction. I am blessed and purified, ready to receive the ever expanding value flowing into my life. What a wonderful divination. Hi, hi there, Mary Beth and Karen. Um, let's take a moment to really internalize this one. I feel it deeply. I feel like, wow, so many of us live with certain restrictions. It could be with familial problems or with financial problems. I mean, right now, especially at this time in our world, so many of us live with the restrictions of like loss and grief over things we can't change or fix. And it's easy to get into the narrative in our minds that, well, that's just it. This can never get better. It can never be, improved. It's never going to change. I just have to deal with this. And it it wears on our hearts, and it wears on our ability to believe in ourselves, and it wears on our ability to believe that things literally can happen overnight that release us from our burdens. So, today, let's try to really walk forward with a sense that everything is brand new. That as of waking up this morning, everything is new. All the rules that we thought applied yesterday are subject to change. All the situations that we've been carrying are subject to change. There's nothing standing still. There's nothing static or immovable. Everything can change. And if you really think about it in your own life, how many times have you had experiences that literally changed your life overnight? Childbirth will do that. A death will do that. A loss or a being let go from a job will do that. A loss of a friendship, or sometimes a huge boon landing in your lap, a new opportunity, an invitation. All of these different things that we experience with sometimes huge trepidation, that where we feel like, oh my God, everything's changing. It's all happening so fast. And what am I going to do? Even good things we sometimes feel this way about. We know that life can change on a dime. So why wouldn't limitations, negative circumstances, painful situations also change on a dime? Just as I'm talking, I realized that I had this really healing dream last night. It's a very healing dream, but it's a dream that I am experiencing resistance to as well. In the dream, I was sort of found myself in a situation with someone who has been really cruel to me. And instead of yelling or screaming or, any of those like more primal reactions, instead, I was like, oh, let's get you a chair. Maybe you're hungry. Here, let me bring you some food. Um, we were going to get some wine. Did you prefer red or white? What would you like? And instead, I just went in this totally different direction than I think I would love to say, like, oh yeah, I'd be inclined to be that generous with someone who's really hurt me. But honestly, I think it would probably not be my first reaction. Let's just put it that way. Might be hard for me to conjure this reaction. But now that I've had this dream, I feel like, oh, yeah, I could do that. Now I see it. I could just normalize completely letting go of that to the point where I would be kind and hospitable to anyone who showed up. So that's going to be what I'm working with today is what would it look like if I adjusted my internal energy so that I was being that higher version of myself, regardless of how anyone else was acting. How cleansing, how clearing, how healing to do that. So, what would yours be? Yes, Kathleen says, "That's a nice shift in perspective. Hard to do, but I understand it." Yes, exactly. What would yours be? That's what we can all think about today. What would mine be if I were to change something, literally just change it on a dime? How might that shift my heart space? How might that shift my perspective? How might that shift my energetic landscape? How might that help me to allow greater good to come into my life? What if my resistance to what I don't want is also inadvertently blocking what I do want? What if what I think I want is standing in the way of what I really need? Or what if my lower level ask is blocking the beneficial circumstances that are wanting to flow to me? Let's try it. All right. That's our short bit for today, if that's what you were here for. And Elisa says, agree. Hard to do, but the benefits and energy shift is better for you and the universal energy. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Leslie says, I would wash the feet of the energy sucking lepers in my life. Difficult practice to be of service. Oh, yes. I'm just really feeling into my softening of my heart and the de armoring. And let's all figure out what ours is. What is it that we need to clear away, shed, remove, release, that we think is how we're supposed to be, or we think is what is supposed to happen, so that we can allow in what's really meant for us, what's really supposed to happen. All right, let's get into it. 3 prostrations before the shrine. We are with the perfect being to help us with this today. Perfect, perfect being to help us with this. Let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And let's recite the 4 immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guanxi Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Om Ahum. 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 Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. And let's just, in this first round, let's just work on her softening our hearts to wherever they've become hardened. So if there's anything in us that has become locked down, hardened, blocked, cold, or if there's any part of us that's become hopeless, so fearful that we're not actually allowing the possibility of a change, that we're like clamped down in some way, we're just going to work in this first round on softening that, just allowing the mantra to pour like water over stone and wear it away. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxin 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 Pusa. And the prayer for the Mani reciter of calm by Gyaltse Tokme Zangpo. Lama dankun shuksum lakchaksa lo dakni changchut nimpor chike bar gangdang gangdu kipa de dang der tadu tuje champo jetsin shing gusum gewe chila chipar sho jamdang ningje champo kunlang ne tuje champo duljar girpa nam lame changchut lo chola gope chir tuje champo trinle je par sho. Homage to the jewel and to the guru and three jewels. From now until I reach the essence of awakening, no matter where I may be reborn in those places, may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Inspired by loving kindness and great compassion, in order to lead all Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening, may I carry out the great compassionate one's activity. Lama dankun shuksum lakchaksa lo dakni changchut nimpor chike bar gandang gangdu kepa de dang der tadu tuje champo jitsin shing gusum gewe chula chapar sho jamdang ningje champo kunlang ne tuje champo duljar girpanam lame changchut chula gope chir tuje champo trinle je par sho. And 108 recitations now of Om Mani Padme Hung. And in this round, let's go ahead and feel that sigh, that release of that tension, that blockage, that clinging to the current narrative, to say to ourselves, to really accept to ourselves and in the world that everything can change in just a moment. Om Mani Padme Hung, 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 Om Mani Padme Hung. Om Mani Padme Hung, 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 Om Mani Padme Hung. Om Mani Padme Hung, 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 Om Mani Padme Hung. Om Mani Padme Hung, 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 Om Mani Padme Hung. Om Mani Padme Hung, 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 Om Mani Padme Hung. Om Mani Padme Hung, 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 Om Mani Padme Hung. Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth and long life. Prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessing of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of supreme bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with bow to Guanyin. Bow to one another. And a bow to the inner teacher who reminds us that everything is subject to change. And how wonderful is that? And we'll be back tomorrow. What's this week? So tomorrow's the 18th. So I will not be here on the 19th or the 20th. And then I'll be back next Monday. I have a pet sitting gig. Okay, see you later.